All right, come on in, Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, Republican from the state of New York. As I mentioned today, she was one of the handful alongside former President Trump in court today, J.D. Vance, Tommy Tuberville, for example, and the Congresswoman who joins us live. Congresswoman Malliotakis, thanks for being with us here on the Hill. Can you explain to us why you felt the need to go there today?
Look, I went to support the president. I think that this is a sham prosecution. I think that in being there today, I didn't see any evidence from the star witness, who, by the way, is a convicted, disbarred perjurer who lied to Congress, who admitted to it, who actually was convicted of perjury. I was there to support the president, to show that there are people that are standing with him. And the reality is, as a New Yorker, I think I have a different perspective because I see how Alvin Bragg has failed to do his job as district attorney and keep our city safe. We have issues with crime. We have drug dealers that are peddling to our kids. We have illegal immigrant gang members who have wreaked havoc on our city, career criminals going through the revolving door of our city. And Alvin Bragg is focused, instead of putting those individuals in jail behind bars, those violent criminals, he's focused on the prosecution of a political opponent where there was no crime. Federal Election Commission said no crime. DOJ said no crime. His predecessor, Cy Vance, said no crime. And even if there was a crime, it's not even within his jurisdiction.
I hear you bring up the host of issues, Congresswoman, and I wonder, with all the issues there, is it a good use of your time as a member of Congress being there? It's an off day. Why go to court and maybe not do something else in your district?
I did. You know what? I did meet with my constituents following being in court earlier today. In fact, I just gave medals to students who received congressional medals. But besides the point, a question should really be asked: why is Alvin Bragg wasting his time? Because his job is to keep the people of New York City safe. My constituents understand what is happening here. I think the vast majority of New Yorkers and Americans understand that what is happening to our president is unfair. It's completely unfair, it's unjustified, and it's something that would happen in a country like communist Cuba that my mother fled. That's where they actually go after political opponents and try to jail them. It should never happen here in the United States. So it is part of my responsibility as a member of Congress to see that we never have this type of corruption and weaponization of our judicial system.
What would you say to those, Congresswoman, and I'm sure you've seen this out there, who say, you know what, this is just an audition for the vice presidency, or maybe an audition for cabinet spots?
I'm not auditioning for anything. What I will say is I was there and I offered to be there. I was not asked by the president. I offered to go there because I believe it is the right thing to do. This is an injustice that's taking place in the city that I represent. And I think it's important, and my constituents want me to shed light on the fact that, you know, they feel less safe in this city. They feel less safe because we have prosecutors like Alvin Bragg who, again, rather be politically motivated. Now, that's the true waste of taxpayer time and resources, is a sham prosecution where the star witness is, again, a convicted, disbarred perjurer, and there is no evidence.
Congresswoman, we have to leave it there. Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis from New York represents part of the Bronx, Staten Island as well. Thank you, Congresswoman. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.